I wonder what cat I should get. Like type of cat. Like I don't know. Like whatever's there, and there's a female cat that like I connect to that likes me. I'll adopt. You know what I mean? A cat in need. Because what I'm saying is that if I get this cat in my life, I think it will improve my state of mind because I'm always not knowing what to do, kind of lonely. And if I had a cat to just tend to, you know what I mean, take care of, like it'd take some time out of my day that I'm sitting doing nothing. I got all the time in the world every day. I'm searching for a girlfriend and all this other stuff too. Um, I just walk around, whatever life comes my way, and whatever happens, happens. But I don't try to force anything anymore because I used to, try for things, and then when I fall short, used to build my hopes up. Don't build, ever heard, don't get your hopes up because they might get crushed. Well, I just had that. Like, God made me strong enough through what He put me through to be alone. And it's like Adam. Once Adam had Eve, liberation, peace, no longer lonely. But then when Eve was gone again, separated, they try and separate, and everything gets lonely, real lonely, you know what I mean? So, like, it's hard to wrap my head around how I made it through all them years without that key ingredient, the antidote that I was needing. I know that's the antidote because every time I talk with a girl and I'm not thinking about saying, oh, how can I get with this girl? Or how can I, I'm not having that in my mind at all. I'm having a genuine, normal conversation with a girl. Getting to know her, she's getting to know me. I genuinely, like, it lightens up my mood. That's what girls do. They have that power to make you feel happy, like you just like accomplished something so huge, like congratulations, a pat on the back, makes you feel like $1,000,000 when you have a conversation with a girl that's going somewhere and has substance, and it just makes me feel more alive. And if I don't have anybody to talk to like that, it's like that's what I'm battling, like, still. And this is why you can see key ingredients are not there or met. So I met up with a lot of key ingredients, and now I need to help as much outwardly as possible because I've done the self work with myself a lot, but I know that there's more things that I just realized that I learned that I can work on with myself that I didn't realize before. And these are ongoing processes with myself. Now, what I learned with the knowledge that I have and that I can utilize is beyond comprehension. Like, I've done this, podcast stuff for years. So develop this awareness to my knowledge. It comes from like my higher self. My self that is like mostly soul. Less of Cody's physical body, most of Cody's physical soul. You know, is tied with my vocalizations, my voice, who I am, the angelic angels that back me up, because I am guided. Everybody has their angelic guides, their team that helps them along the way in life. That is like their assignment from like God's puts these people on assignment for certain people, and they're not always there, but they're mostly in your life. They're guardian angels, that are assigned certain points of your life to be there. And usually, sometimes it's just from oversouls of these divine, angelic beings. The oversouls from them naturally help people. That's what they do, to feel better, to feel good. I feel good from helping people. I have to actually help more than, like, say when I help them cats, helping one cat, it'll feel good, but on what level of, like, helping many? You get many, that joy from the many that you helped. And their oversoul knows that. You actually literally helping them out with something in their life. Their oversoul knows that. And they provide you back. They give back. This is like a karmic universe. Like, give and take is real. So the more that your karma grows good, sometimes thus not doing anything at all and not growing in any karma is good if you don't know how to direct your karma. Because if you have bad karma, then you're bamboozled all the time and you can't have that peace of mind. Being lonely, you still have peace of mind sometimes, but you get so entrained in the nothingness that's there that you have to just do something. There has to be a balance between the nothingness that you experience in life and then the something that's in life that you experience that has this characteristic of having higher faculties, to the sense of, like, like when you're doing very good, your key aspects to the sense would be correlating with that. I kind of lost track of what I was just talking about. Sometimes I do that, and I swear sometimes they could be using technology like the inhibitor. I heard one time in my head they said use the inhibitor, and when they said that, I was gonna make a podcast video, but they were gonna make me try to, you know what I mean, forget what I was about to say. But there's always a million things to talk about. And also, you can always, if you always forget what you're saying, you never really forgot. You can always leave off from where you left off, from where you remembered. But the brain is a complex mechanism. To get to that pathway again in the brain might take a couple days to actually have it just re-stimulated to go back in that pathway, in the old pathway, and re-stimulating that network. See, this is what I'm trying to say in the grand scheme of things, is that we're all sort of combined in the intelligence of what makes us us. So we can always go in the pathways in our brain that made us more like godlike intelligent, like on a certain level that, you know what I mean, that the faculty inside the senses of which you perceive of is on the level that you perceive of that you're satisfied with. Now, that is on a corresponding level with the level of intellect that you're aware of and you're satisfied with, like I just said. So these are pathways that are built up. See, this is what strengthens the mind. Having a strong mind, strong patterns, is to actually repeat certain pathways again if it was slipping from the state of your awareness. To go back on that pathway, then you correspond with that pathway in the network in your brain, and you stem from there. But grabbing that pathway back before it fully slips away, and then you regain what you're talking about. So then, instead of keep on slipping from subject to subject, you're actually staying on the pathway of the subject, in the pathway in your brain of what you're carrying that to as you're developing on what you're saying and you're thinking upon that. You know what I mean? So brain's complex mechanism. It can hold way more than a computer can. You have to keep on getting new SD cards, new SD cards, new SD cards. What about your years of life? You'd be expired already. And the thing is we remember our past lives too in our brain. We just have to recall it. It's a stored memory that is not on the forefront of our consciousness. It's literally like, what is it called? Like, it's so fucking hard. See? Oh, the kind of pathway gets blocked and you're like, fuck. Because then all of a sudden, you got to remember what you've just been saying. So it sucks when you're on the pathway and it gets blocked again. See, I was just talking about it. See, I remember the pathway because I've been talking about it for a while. See, if you study it for long enough, like I studied in Perodin's class. It was Whitman, road less traveled by. Frost, where Frost is a road less traveled by. Whitman, he was a naturalist. And then Edgar Allan Poe is a telltale heart. I remember to this day because that one day I studied it for so much, like all these key bullet points I studied over and over in Mr. Perodin's class. And guess what? I aced that on the test because them were the key things that I went over. You know what I mean? And I remember to this day, as long as you'll remember something more if you keep it in your head for long enough. And yeah, it's just amazing. You know what I mean? So anyway, Neo worships the divine goddess. Girls, I hope you're doing amazing. And you know what? I really hope that a lot of other, girls out there can speak their mind about what they're going through. And just like, I don't know if I'm the only one if everybody else just doesn't have enough time for anything. Like, it seems like nobody has enough time to do as much as they need to do to be a social humanity. Because it's lacking. Like, the more I'm doing these podcasts, because I have all the time in the world, I'm getting more social. Like, socially intelligent. But yeah, I gotta end the podcast because it's getting too long. Anyway, have a good day, girls. I love you. All right, bye.